Hello everyone, welcome back to Pacific Front channel. Last week, the Philippines and Japan finalized the largest Coast Guard project to date for the construction and acquisition of 5 97-meter patrol vessels for the Philippine Coast Guard. The timing couldn't have been better. With a more aggressive China in the West Philippine Sea, more Coast Guard vessels are needed to be able to better protect the Philippines water. What do we know so far about this project? Also, what's the importance of this deal for the Philippines and Japan? Let's find out in today's video. Stay tuned! On the 17th, the Philippines and Japan finalized a maritime security project which will see Japan fund the construction of 5 large patrol vessels for the Philippine Coast Guard. The project value is around $507 million, funded by the Official Development Aid Loan from the Japan International Cooperation Agency with a very low interest. This is part of the Maritime Safety Capability Improvement Project or MSCIP Phase 3 to modernize and expand the Philippine Coast Guard fleet and to improve maritime safety and law enforcement capabilities. The vessel will be used to respond to offshore and coastal maritime incidents such as SAR, maritime law enforcement, and maritime security operations. According to Naval News, around $425 million will be dedicated to construct 5 97-meter multi-role response vessels or MRRV and a 5-year integrated logistic support package. The Philippine Coast Guard expect the vessels to arrive between 2027 and 2028. The contract signing itself will be held at a future date. Judging by the length, the current MRRV vessels will be the same length as the Mac Banua-class patrol vessel of the Philippine Coast Guard. However, the design is still unconfirmed at this moment. Both countries will now start the procurement process that includes Japan offering a tender to Japanese shipbuilders, in which the Philippines will conduct tender evaluation and selection processes. In the meantime, let's see the specifications of the Mac Banua-class MRRV acquired under the second phase of the project. Based on the Kunigami-class patrol vessel of the Japan Coast Guard, the Mac Banua class has a length of 96.6 meter, beam of 11.5 meter, depth of 5.2 meter, and a gross tonnage of approximately 2,260 tons. She has a maximum speed of 24 knots, a range of up to 4,000 nautical miles, and a capacity of 67 persons, including 17 officers and 50 crew. While the Kunigami class is equipped with a water cannon and 20 or 30 mm chain gun, the Mac Banua class only has 3 water cannons. However, she still has a space between the forward water cannon and the bridge that allows for the installation of weapon systems in the future. The Mac Banua class has a helicopter hangar, while the Kunigami doesn't. This was achieved by rearranging the chimney and repositions. From here, we can expect that the next MRRVs will have similar or better capability. Now, let's see the importance of the deal. This deal certainly will boost the Philippine Coast Guard ability to respond to threats and incidents within its maritime jurisdiction. China, particularly its Coast Guard, has become more and more aggressive in harassing the Philippines both by beaming the Philippine vessels with military-grade lasers, ramming, and using water cannons. The Philippines could not resupply their marines for quite some time on the Sierra Madre due to Chinese blockage as well. The Philippine Navy surely has warships that can handle such situation, but using force by gray-colored vessels on white ones could worsen the situation. That's why they need big, white-colored vessels to match the Chinese, and they need it a lot. The 2 Mac Banua-class MRRVs they operate are surely inadequate for patrolling the Philippine waters. Based on the Philippine Coast Guard 2020 acquisition plan, they aim to have at least 10 Ocean Patrol MRRVs and 30 OPVs. This figure is deemed realistic and sustainable by the Coast Guard studies. And one of the projects to achieve that is the Phase 2 entry of the MSCIP, which aims to provide large ships to their fleet. For Japan, their involvement in assisting the Philippines in building up its Coast Guard can be seen as Tokyo's way to realize its free and open Indo-Pacific vision. Even though they are a key security provider in the region, Japan cannot contain China by themselves. They need like-minded partners like the Philippines to be able to ensure stability of the East and South China Sea from countries like China and North Korea. They can only achieve this with a strong Philippines. That's why in recent years, they've been providing radars and ships to Manila. In fact, Japan has played a big role in assisting the Philippine Coast Guard build-up since the very beginning of the MSCIP project, helping to finance 10 Parola-class MRRVs in Phase 1 to Mac Banua-class in Phase 2, and then this. And surely, this won't be the last. A trilateral exercise between the Coast Guard of the Philippines, Japan, and the US will be expanded to strengthen cooperation between services. Moreover, the Philippines and Japan are also negotiating a defense pact that would allow the countries to deploy troops on each other's territory. And that's it for today. What we know so far about the MRRV deal between the Philippines and Japan and its importance for both nations. What do you think about this deal? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching everyone. I'll see you in the next one.